Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Ivy League Analytical English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today we have our two short articles for you. The first one, the one we're doing now, is South Korea shuts down computers to stop employees working late.
That's effective.
Yep. 好，我们的中文标题是防止过度加班，南韩政府强制关闭电脑。
Okay, I'll read through the two paragraphs, and then, as usual, we go back to explain them and translate them. In March, the South Korean government took steps to reduce the number of overtime hours worked by Seoul metropolitan government employees. In an effort to curb the number of hours spent at work, the government decided to turn off all computers in government buildings between 7 and 8 o'clock on Friday evenings. Some exceptions are being made, and when it was first introduced, SMG reported that over 67% of government workers requested to have their computers left on. The country's workforce keeps some of the longest office hours on the planet. According to BBC, South Korea's government staff members work an average of 2,739 hours a year, which adds up to almost 1,000 more hours than government workers in other developed countries.
And that's the average. So some people are working like 2,000 more hours, you know?
Like Wesley. It's just so sad.
Wesley, that's sad. You should stop working overtime hours.
I'm happy working all the time.
That's true,
Give me
actually.
More work.
Wesley thrives on work.
He means more money.
Wesley does not know the meaning
You're right.
of the word rest. Okay. In March, the South Korean government took steps to reduce the number of overtime hours. If you take steps to do something, you implement a plan step by step. Or it could mean that you did a couple of things to try to improve something but didn't have a comprehensive plan. Pick your choose. It could mean either one. So they took steps to reduce the number of overtime hours worked by Seoul metropolitan government employees. So henceforth, Seoul metropolitan government will be referred to as SMG because it's much easier to say. Overtime hours are hours worked past your normal scheduled working hours. And overtime hours are normally for work that is extra or, unusual. But you shouldn't be having to do your regular work in overtime hours. You shouldn't need overtime hours to get your regular work done. That implies that your office is understaffed.
所以呢，这个如果说大家都必须要那么忙的话，可能表示你的这个人手不够。Understaffed 就是人手不够的意思。好，那我们看看这个句子，他说这个in March 3月的时候呢，南韩政府他们 took steps to 就是采取了一些措施去做某件事情。他们采取了一些措施呢，要干嘛呢？要 reduce 要减少 the number of overtime hours 就是加班时数他们要减少加班的时数那这个加班的时数是怎么样？是 worked by 是由谁所工作出来的加班时数呢？是由首尔市政府简称为 SMG 他们的这个 employees 首尔市政府的雇员或者是在那里工作的公务人员他们所做出来的加班那这个时数太高了，所以南韩政府呢决定要这个采取一些措施把这个数字降下来，让大家不要再加班加得这么夸张。
In an effort to curb the number of hours spent at work, the government, okay, so this introductory phrase is modifying the government. The government, in an effort to, is trying to. Curb means to control by reducing the number of hours spent at work, so they won't have so much overtime. So what does the government do? It decided to turn off all computers in government buildings. Remember, don't say close here. We say turn on and turn off electrical equipment in English.
Only Europeans close and open lights.
Yeah, the French do.
The Germans do.
Okay. Government buildings, of course, that's where we find government workers. Now, when do they do this curbing? Between 7 and 8 o'clock. That will be in the evening. especially on Friday evenings, to encourage them, get out of the office, start your weekend, stop working so much.
I'm interested that they turn them back on at 8 and not at 9. Maybe it's like go and take dinner hour if you really have to work.
Good point.
Yeah， 这个蛮有趣的哈。他们只是这个在7点跟8点之间哈，礼拜五晚上7点8点之间把电脑关掉哈。那是不是说8点到了就把它关又打开了呢
Why don't they turn them off till Monday morning?
Yeah， 哈，他们为什么不
If they were serious about this.
They need information to keep flowing in, say, from other countries,
Sure,
different
sure.
time zones and so on.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's only a city government, though. It's not like national security here. Only.
Yeah.
It's only the largest city in Korea, so it's
Yeah.
only a city government.
With 1/5 of the population of the whole country.
Yeah, no national security here.
啊，所以呢，刚刚我们在讨论说，那为什么他们不把这个电脑就干脆关到礼拜一早上呢？好，那事实上很可能他们电脑必须要打开哈，因为才能这个外面各地来的资讯才能够汇集进来。好，那刚刚这个 Angela 老师他是开玩笑讲说，那只不过是首尔市政府啊。然后那个Bruce 老师说，对啊，只不过啊，因为那首尔市其实在南韩人口很大的一部分，好，所以其实是很大的一个市政府。好，那我们回来看看这个句子呢，他说 In an effort to， 好，大家可以把这个片语学起来，而且那个 n 好，那要记得要背，你不要把它背成 in effort to， 那就完蛋了啊！是 in an effort to。好，那有的时候英文也会讲 in an attempt to， 啊 ，in an attempt to 一样的意思，就是为了要啊，为了要干嘛呢？也就是 in order to 了哈，为了要 curb 这个字呢，它是这个restrain 哈，或者是 to keep in check 的意思，就是抑制、遏制的意思哈。那也就是不要让它再增加啊，最好把它减少的意思啊。那所以它减少要遏制这个 number of hours 一样 spend at work， 也就是在工作上面所花的时间。为了要这个控制限制一下上班工作的时间啊，所以政府呢 decided to 他们决定要 turn off all computers， 把所有的电脑都关起来啊。那记得在英文里面呢，你不能说 close computers 啊，这英文是不对的，不能说关电脑啊，不能这样，英文不能这样讲。好，那刚刚有谈到说法文、德文好像都可以这样讲，但是英文不可以啊。所以你 turn off 或者 turn on 啊，这个 computers。好，所以他要把这个电脑全部关掉，在政府建筑里的电脑全部关掉啊，是礼拜五晚上7点到8点之间。
Now, some exceptions are being made. And when it was first introduced, SMG reported that over 67% of government workers requested to have their computers left on. So, like 2/3 of the workers were like, yeah, no, please don't do that to us. We really, really, really have to finish our work on Friday. At the same time, it's still good that the rule is in place. It gives workers an excuse to be like, oh, well, the computer's turned off. I might as well go home, it being Friday after all.
And then come back at 8.
Right. No, but I mean, this is how you try to change a culture. Do you know what I mean? If your culture is one of overwork, you have to give people like concrete excuses for changing what they do. Otherwise, everyone else is doing it. How do you not?
Yeah. 好，所以呢，这个他这里讲到说，虽然有这样的一个规定出来，但是 some exceptions are being made 哈，那有一些例外啊。那这个 made 它的受词是呢 exceptions， 那为什么要用 are being made？ 因为他要强调是这一段期间就是 it's still ongoing 哈，那这个也许以后就不会了，但现在呢还是有一些例外的意思啊，所以这一段期间啊，所以用现在进行式。然后呢，他说 and when it was first introduced， 当这个规定刚刚开始在做的时候 ，introduced 就是引入的意思哈。刚刚开始引入这个规定，也就是刚刚开始有这个规定的时候呢，这个 SMG 他们 reported 哈，他们这个报道啊，或者他们的报告显示啊，有超过 67% 的这个政府的公务人员呢 requested 就是要求啊，要 have their computers left on 啊，要让他们电脑呢啊仍然要保持开着的状态，因为他刚讲到说。礼拜五晚上7点到8点电脑会关啊，但是呢，这个你目前还是可以有一些例外，那显然你要提出申请，所以有 67% 的人啊，在一开始的时候他们会就申请说啊，我们必须要电脑要不能关啊，因为太重要了，我们还有工作还没做完。
Okay, our second paragraph begins with this sentence. The country's workforce keeps some of the longest office hours on the planet. So in South Korea, workers work very, very long hours, especially compared to other countries. Very few countries have workers working longer than South Korea.
好，所以这个国家的 workforce 就是他们的劳动人口。好 ，keeps 那显然这个 workforce 是当作单数的主词。好，那 keeps 在这里呢，它的意思就是有某种习惯啊，或者是有某种这个做法的意思啊。例如说，英文会讲 keep early hours， 就是他早睡早起的意思哈。keep early hours， 那这里他们 keep 的是怎么样？是世界上啊这个最长的一些 office hours， 也就是说他们的习惯呢，工作的习惯，他们的工作时间呢是世界上数一数二的长的。好 ，some of the 是什么什么之中的一些，那在这里可以翻成数一数二的。他们的工作时间在世界上是数一数二的长。
According to BBC, South Korea's government staff members work an average of 2,739 years a year. They work many years in a year. They work these many hours in a year, which adds up to almost 1,000 more hours than government workers in other developed countries. So that's a lot of hours. Here it says according to BBC, which is fine because we would say according to CNN, according to any other network
NBC,
acronym, NBC. But for some reason, I have this habit, and other people do also have this habit of saying the BBC. And this is something you can also say. It's not wrong.
OK， 好，这个地方呢讲到这个 according to BBC， 哈，就是根据 BBC。好，那刚刚 Angela 老师讲说，其实好像一般比较常见的是 according to the BBC， 啊，会加一个 the。但是 according to BBC 也没有错，因为呢，英文里面会讲说 according to CNN 好，或者according to NBC 等等的，好，所以这个地方的有加没加都可以，但是这个可能比较多的人习惯是会加的。
But CNN, ABC, NBC we would never add the in front of it. It's only for BBC.
Right.
Yeah， 但是 CNN 啊，这个 NBC 前面都不会加的，只有 BBC 哈，前面可能会加个的。我的感觉是呢，感觉起来 it sounds more authoritative。I
just think it sounds more British.
Oh, okay.
And since it's the British Broadcasting Network.
Okay.
好，
那这个反正呢，就根据这个 BBC 啊，这个报道呢，或者根据他们所说的，南韩他们的政府的这个 staff members， 他们的这个工作人员啊 ，work 他们的工作是怎么样 ？An average of 这个 work 只有受词，就是他工作的时间啊，后面接多少时间呢？An average of 平均他们的工作时间是2739个小时啊，台湾其实应该也不会差到哪里去啊，台湾人也工作时间也很长的。那这个时间呢 ，which adds up to 啊，就是 amounts to 这个地方呢，这个 adds up to 不一定是真的表示你要加出来，它这里其实就表示总数的意思。这样的一个总数呢，差不多是比啊这个其他已开发国家的政府工作人员多出了1000个小时啊。一年多1000个小时的工作时间，所以韩国人的工作时间是相当长的。
Okay, turn the page with us, and I'll now read our second short article. Its title is World's Last Remaining Male White Rhino Dies.
中文标题是全球最后一只公北非白犀牛离世。
And the article is, the world's only living male white rhinoceros, named Sudan, died in March of this year from health complications at the age of 45. Even with 2 female white rhinos left living in the safety of captivity when Sudan died, his death might mean the end of his entire species. When Sudan was alive, he was too old to breed, and the females are reportedly barren. Upon hearing the news, National Geographic photographer Amy Vitali wrote an Instagram post saying, "Today we are witnessing the extinction of a species that had survived for millions of years but could not survive mankind." Vitali documented the decline of white rhinos, including riding with Sudan to the nature reserve in Kenya, where he spent his last remaining years.
Okay, so the world's only living male white rhinoceros. So the white does not actually refer to a color. It's not that they were like albino rhinoceroses. This was a species called the white rhinoceros. And this only living male died. The name of the male was Sudan. And he died in March of this year from health complications at the ripe old age of 45. That's pretty old for a rhino.
好，所以这个世界上唯一的一只 living 就是活着的啊，男性的，也就是公的啊，这个 White rhinoceros 就是白犀牛，它是一种品种啊，所以唯一活着的一只白的这个公的白犀牛呢 ，named Sudan 啊，它的名字是 Sudan， 它怎么样呢 ？Died 过世了啊 ，in March of this year 今年的3月啊，那 from 是死因啊 ，die from 它原因是什么？是 health complications 是健康上面的一些并发症啊，也就是他得了病啊，然后有一些并发症，好 ，complications 就是并发症。那这个其实是一个很令人难过的事情啊，因为它最后一只了。
Health complications is often just a euphemism for old age, though.
好，那这个 health complications 常常其实指的就是 old age 啊，那这个只是另外一种比较这个客气的说法。
Even with 2 female white rhinos left living in the safety of captivity when Sudan died, let's go back. All right, we know that he did not die alone. He was living in captivity. He was living where mankind, where people could protect him and feed him and take care of him. And his 2 female white rhino companions, there were 3 of them.But then Sudan died. His death might mean the end of his entire species. So we go from 3 to 2 of these white rhinos. However, this could be the extinction of this species.
好，那 even 即使with 有怎么样 two female 有2只这个雌性的白犀牛 left living left 就是留下来which are left living 就是它仍然活着，仍然存活这只公的死了，但是其实还有2只母的还活着而且是活在 in the safety of captivity 就是安安全全的活在这个人类的圈养之中这个 safety 在这里英文是名词，可是翻成中文呢，在这种句型之下，这个常常会用副词来翻所以这个 living in the safety of captivity中文会讲说他们很安全的这个有人类的圈养着那当苏丹这个过世的时候，还有2只母的活着，但是呢，它的死亡很可能表示 the end of 就是结束了of his entire species， 它整个品种可能因为它死，这个整个品种没有办法存续下去的，这2只母的迟早会死了之后，这个世界上就没有白犀牛了这个一个物种的灭绝，其实真的是让人觉得很哀伤的一件事情。
When Sudan was alive, he was too old to breed, so he was past that time in which he would make little rhinoceroses. And the females are reportedly barren. If somebody is barren, it means they are unable to bear a child.
好，那在这里呢，我们看到他说，当他还活着的时候呢，他已经太老了，没有办法 breed， 就是没有办法生育那这2只母的呢，而且他们这2只母的是 reportedly 据说、据传、据报道，他们也是 barren 那这个 barren 这个字的发音很有趣我刚刚特别观察这个字你如果查字典的话，它是要念 barren 但是呢，刚刚 Bruce 老师跟 Angela 老师都念偏向于 barren所以这个印证了这个 Karen 老师之前讲过，他说在美式英文里面呢 bad 这个声音慢慢不见了慢慢变成 bad 的声音所以我觉得很有趣刚刚我事先没有请教他们2位老师，我就偷听刚Bruce 老师念的时候，他那个声音不是很强的 barren 不是这样念 you don't pronounce it like barren, right?
Barren.
Yeah, barren 那个比较接近 bad 的声音呢。
What do you know, Bruce? He actually listens to us.
那 Angel 老师也是一样，他也是念 barren， 他不是念 barren 没有那么强的一个声音。
But both Bruce and I are German background Americans, and that might make a difference.
Oh, maybe, yeah. But Karen also says, yeah,
well,
bad.
She is too.
Yeah, he says bad. The sound bad is disappearing.
She's also of Germanic origin.
Oh, really?
She's also Germanic American. So, German American.
Bad Germans.
There we go. Bad.
Now it's come out.
Yeah, but it's bad. It's not bad. Bear. That sound doesn't, yeah.
Bird.
I first became aware of this issue when I was a child because I learned a single word, bagel. I learned it outside of my family group. I learned it at summer camp. And when I came back and said this word bagel, I was mercilessly teased by everybody who knew me because I was pronouncing it, quote unquote, wrong.
OK 所以我们刚刚讲这个其实也蛮重要，就是这个 Bruce 老师、Angela 老师还有这个Karen 老师，他们其实都有一点德国的德国的这个血统所以他们
like pretty much solid
都蛮多的所以他们好像这个 bad 这个声音好像不太容易出现所以这个大家可以参考一下。
Okay, let's look at our oh, by the way, just very quickly, barren is not only for animals. We can talk about a barren field. After some fire or something, nothing is growing. We can describe vegetation, not only animals, as being barren.
Yeah,
so it just cannot give life.
Yeah, 所以它就是没有办法这个产生新生命，它可以是动物，也可以是这个植物或者土地，你都可以说是 barren.
Okay, our second and final paragraph. Upon hearing the news, National Geographic photographer Amy Vitale, Amy, whatever your name is, I'm not sure, but he or she works for the National Geographic, and as a photographer, he or she wrote an Instagram post, and my two friends here will take care of that for me, saying, "Today we are witnessing the extinction of a species," with the news that this living male white rhinoceros was no longer living, that might be the end of the species, the extinction of the species. And this species had survived for millions of years, but could not survive mankind. The reason it died had to do, of course, with its horn. It was hunted for its horn, which is used in Chinese medicine and other medicines. And so the creature was hunted to death, hunted to extinction.
So Instagram is only the ascendant social media of the day. It's not a big deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I feel much better.
You also say IG, right?
IG.
Okay.
Yeah. Ascendant means it's on the up and up. It's like the most, it's only the most important or the most popular social media.
Yeah.
What's IG?
Instagram. IG.
Oh,
so you shorten like FB for Facebook?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're getting it. That's so cute.
Yeah. 所以刚刚讲用那个是 ascending 是在上升当中的因为 A 就是 to， 那 ascend 就是 climb 所以 ascending yeah。 好，那我们看到这个地方 upon hearing the news 就是听到这个消息的之后呢，这个国家地理频道一个摄影师这个他就写了一个 IG 的这个就是 Instagram 的一个 post， 他说呢 Today 今天我们目睹了我们目击了 the extinction of a species， 我们目击了一个物种的灭亡，但这个物种呢 that had survived for millions of years， 这个物种存活了数百万年，但是居然 could not survive mankind， 这写的非常的这个沉重的一句话居然逃不过人类的毒手无法和人类并存，叫做 could not survive mankind， 因为他们是应该是被人类猎杀，然后呢这个人类侵占他们的栖息地，导致白犀牛的灭种。
Vitale documented the decline of white rhinos. If you document something, you record it, but generally documented it means that you did it with film. And the decline of something is watching it become less and less or become almost nothing. So she documented the whole decline, including riding with Sudan to the nature reserve in Kenya, where he spent his last remaining years. So she was there when they tried to preserve him, and so she's the one that pretty much, she knows a lot about what's going on.
Yeah, he witnessed everything.
Yeah.
She, yeah. 好，所以这地方呢，这个 Vitale 他 documented 就他记录了通常是只用影像记录在这里那他记录了 decline 就是这个灭亡他衰亡他慢慢的往下衰亡的过程，所以他记录了白犀牛的衰亡过程，包括怎么样，他 riding with Sudan 他跟这个 Sudan 一起乘车到这个 nature reserve， 到这个自然保护区这个肯亚的自然保护区，在那里呢，这个 Sudan 他 spent his last remaining years 这个 last 跟 remaining 其实差不多但是英文会把它一起讲来强调，就他最后的晚年，最后的岁月他在那里度过 where he spent his last remaining years.
Okay, sorry to hear that news. Whenever you can, join us and learn some more with us. Until the next time.
Bye-bye.